Several weeks ago, I decided to have a Fuji S3 converted to infrared so I could shoot color infrared. One of the drawbacks to the Fuji S3 is that you can't do a infrared white balance with that particular camera. Most cameras you can just go ahead and set a custom white balance. You photograph something like green grass and you'll get the infrared that you're looking for. What you have to do when you're working with the Fuji S3, you're going to have to go ahead and download a program called Adobe Digital Negative Converter, which is available from the Adobe site. And you're going to have to convert your files. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to go to my drive here and find the desktop area that's got my files called infrared. And I'll click on that. Now you won't see the actual files when you click on that. You just select it. And then you'll have to go on and we're going to select a folder to save it in. I have the DNG folder that I've put in that particular folder already, so we'll select that and we'll do a convert. Now it's going to take a little while and I may end up editing a little bit of this out while we're waiting for the conversion to take place. While we're waiting for the conversion to take place, I'm going to go ahead and open up the Adobe programs, Adobe Bridge and the Photoshop CC. In this case, I'm taking it back. I think it's Photoshop CS6. Looks like all the conversions have been completed. So we'll just go ahead and exit out of this. And we've got our Photoshop programs open. So let's just go ahead and the next thing we need to do is we need to profile the camera. So we're going to use this program up here that's called DNG Profiler. And we're going to open up a file. We're going to open up a file that was just convert it to a DNG. You go to the desktop again and into infrared. And I'll just randomly pull one there. It's going to take a little while for this to load the first time. I'm going to switch to a different one. I don't like that file. See if we can come up with a better one than that. We'll go here. Okay, I think that file will work better. It doesn't look like it's blown out so bad. So over here it says color tables. We'll leave this at ACR 4.4 Fuji Fine Pix. And we're going to go over here and click on color matrices, and we're going to take the temperature and just drop it down 100 points all the way down to 0. And then we're going to do a file, export, and that will be saved in the camera profiles and camera raw. We'll save it and then we'll close this thing out. So we'll go ahead and go into our bridge and we're going to find our folder that has the infrared. And we're going to open up a file, and I'll just pull one of these bridge pictures that we did. We have to open the camera raw. So we've got green. You'll have to have chlorophyll basically from live foliage in order to be able to get infrared, because that will reflect infrared. So what we're going to go here now is we're going to go right over to the camera calibration, click on that, and where it says camera profile, we're going to go ahead and set it on Fuji Fine Pix. And then we're going to go over to the basic section and we're going to adjust the white balance to auto. And now you can see what's happening here. You're getting some some bright blue areas, and that basically would be the areas that are reflecting. And we'll just darken a little bit. We're going to go ahead and open that image. Try to look at this here as big as we can, fit on screen. Now, you could just leave that image the way it is if you want to. We'll just go ahead in the levels here and bump up the brightness a little bit and maybe just drop that down a little. This is one way you could present the image, and you're going to have all of your chlorophyll based areas which reflecting infrared light coming up as blue, and the sky comes out with a kind of an orange yellow color. If you want to do something that looks a little more like the slide film used to look from the old Ektachrome slide films that Kodak would sell, you can go over here and do a hue and saturation, and you can click on the hue and slide it over and go for magenta, somewhere in that area. Kick up the saturation a little bit. You'll notice the sky turns green, foliage turns magenta. This is typically what you'd see if you shot with slide film. You have other options. We can go ahead and undo this, do an image, adjust, hue and saturation, click over here and click on cyans. Use a little dropper and just click on that cyan area, and then do your hue. And again, you can put it where you want. If you want, you can make it yellow, green. We'll go ahead and make it magenta again. But what we'll do is we'll go with a different color sky. So now we do image, adjust, hue and saturation again. Go to the master, and we'll go ahead and pick yellows. Take our eyedropper, touch there, and then we can change our sky to blue. Bump the saturation up a little bit. So now you have a blue sky with magenta foliage. So this pretty well just gives you an idea how to work with a Fuji S3. Again, just to remind you, the Fuji S3, the reason I selected it, it was a camera that functioned well, and I'd had it laying around, wasn't using it, and I didn't have to spend extra money going out and buying another camera. Downside to this, when you convert infrared to DNG, you do lose image quality, or at least you don't get, you lose information. The file will go from about 35 megs to roughly 17 megs, so you do lose something there. Anyway, this should wrap it up. Go ahead and, if you get a Fuji S3 and want to convert it, at least you have an idea how to work with it. Thank you.